لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك.
Christian heresies. Christians throughout history have had many heretical beliefs, and the church said, anathema, we don't accept you, okay? You are heretical, this is not the Orthodox Creed. One of them was Sabellianism or modalism. God plays three different roles, but actually one person, and so on, right? What you are saying is, let me not tell you about technical terms. Let's not mix up this.
You are
now,
trying to link through the heresies and all these kind of things.
Bayo, Jesus Christ, the Son.
When Christ was born, brother, when Christ was
My
born,
friend, Bayo,
when the time of Christ,
the Son,
in the time of Christ, Christ followed the Torah, the Old Testament.
God followed the Torah.
Yeah.
God followed the Torah.
Jesus Christ is the Lamb, according to Scripture.
No, God followed the Torah.
Jesus Christ is the Lamb that came.
Was the Torah applicable on him to follow?
Because God came on flesh, that don't make it less than
So God has to be bound by His own law.
The Scripture says that God Himself is going to come on earth
and be bound by His own law.
Yes.
So God set a law, and He says, I'm going to have to follow this law.
Yes.
And if I, for example, wait.
You have made
slow
the
down,
point
slow
there.
down.
You have made the point
if Jesus,
to show us how to behave.
One moment.
Christ came.
If Jesus now, listen, one of the old law is, if you worship other than the God of Israel, you should be put to death. So if Christ was worshipping other than the God of Israel, He will be put to death. God will be put to death if you worship someone else. Okay. Let's return.
Now, I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to answer your question.
I need to return to the subject.
Let me answer.
But before,
God will be put
you know what, Bay, you're doing?
Your question. Let me answer
I
your
haven't
question.
finished asking you
You
a
just said
question.
something that I want to point you out.
Go ahead.
Okay?
No problem.
You say that the Jewish people, if you worship your own God, you will be put to death.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was the law.
Why do you think the Jewish people put to death Christ?
They didn't. They failed.
No.
They clearly failed. They planned and they plotted, but God planned and He
Why do you
overthrew their
think they
plot.
accuse him? Let's say no put to death to accuse him.
Because
he claimed to be God. Christ, when He came on earth,
where did He claim to be God? Where?
He claimed.
Where did He claim to be God in the Bible?
Because He said.
Would you be kind enough to even mention one instance where He claimed to be God? Because if that was the case, you should find so many verses.
When He went to be judged by the Jewish Pharisees, they asked Him, "Who are you? Are you the I am who was in the desert with Abraham?"
No, they didn't ask that question.
No, that's what they asked him.
Open up the Bible.
Do you have? Are you? Well, basically, the Pharisees, they're talking to Jesus, they're judging Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, basically asking me who is the I am of the desert, and he answered them and tell them he's that.
When He says, "You'll see me coming in the clouds."
No. When He says, when basically they take him to the court and they ask him,
"Who are you?"
Yeah, who are you?
And He says, "I am this." Are you the Messiah?
I am.
Yeah.
Just find that one there.
They never asked the question that you are accusing them of asking.
They accuse him and they took.
Let's actually stick to the text, because I think you misunderstood the text.
No.
With all respect to you, Bayo. So here, then he identifies that he says, "I am God."
Yes.
He says what? What does he exactly say? No, what does exactly he say?
I am the I am.
He says, "I am the I am."
That was in the desert. Basically.
Okay, let's read it. Go ahead.
Then the high priest stood up before them and asked Jesus, "Are you not going to answer? What is the testimony that these men are bringing against you?" But Jesus remained silent and gave no answer. Again, the high priest asked him, "Are you the Messiah, the Son of the Blessed One?"
Messiah.
Jesus replied, "I am," said Jesus, "and you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the Mighty One and coming on the clouds of heaven." The high priest tore his clothes. "Why do you need any more witnesses?" he asked. "You have heard the blasphemy. What do you think?" They all condemned him as worthy of death.
Okay, stop.
What was the question they asked him?
The Son of God. According to.
No. You mean?
Why
are you
the Son of Man?
No, wait.
Let me.
Bayo, what is the accusation they made? Are you what? What's the question?
The Messiah. The
And
Messiah,
earlier on,
and
what
he
did you
said
say?
that the Son of-
Bayo,
the Son
what
of
did
Man.
you say earlier on before we actually went to the text?
I said, I am who I am. That's what he
You said,
that
I am
who.
of the desert.
Yeah.
So now, Bayo, one moment, Bayo, no. Bayo, no, I will not let you finish.
Let me finish.
No, we want to study something.
In the Old
Bayo,
Testament,
please.
in the Old Testament,
Please, Bayo.
who faced Moses?
Okay, can I?
Who faced Moses
Listen,
in the
Bayo,
in the
if
Old Testament?
you are not going to, we are
Who
not going to
faced
continue.
Moses in the
You know
Old
what?
Testament? Who faced Moses
Sometimes
in the Old
I will leave the
Testament?
conversation when I see insincerity.
I'm not saying insincerity.
You said, you claimed, he claimed to be, I am of the desert.
Yeah.
I am who I am.
Yeah.
Wait.
The reason I said that
Excuse
the
me,
desert,
excuse me, no.
Robert, the reason I say in the
You are
desert,
interrupting me when I'm trying to say something.
Because that's
Can you
the-
be
that is the
decent enough to
conversation.
let me finish my statement? Right. You claimed, when I asked you, did Jesus claim to be God? He said yes. When I asked you where, he says, I am the one of the
You
desert.
heard that?
Wait,
Not in the desert, but
excuse
I
me.
am
Excuse
the
me.
Son of Man, the Messiah.
Yep, I am. I am who I am. Here, did they ask you, are you God? And he says, I am. No, it's not. The question was a different question.
That's what I'm trying to.
You're not letting me finish.
You finish.
The question-
There's different ways to address.
Excuse me.
To claim to be God. For example, they accuse you
Bayo.
of blasphemy.
Bayo.
What does blasphemy mean?
Bayo,
What blasphemy mean?
I will give you one more chance.
Listen. What
Then we
blasphemy
will
mean,
leave that
Baba?
discussion.
What blasphemy mean?
Listen, if I now say
accuse
you are blaspheming against the Queen, now,
Okay.
regardless of what you say, does my accusation count?
What?
You know what?
Okay,
He's
if
blaspheming.
you're blaspheming.
Police, come here.
Blasphemy.
Police, come here. Imagine now,
Blasphemy.
he is committing
What?
treason against the Queen. Now,
No.
my
What
accusation
blasphemy?
counts nothing.
If someone accuse,
Bayo.
if a Jewish,
Bayo, you're not listening.
If a religious
As an intelligent
code
person,
accuse you of blasphemy, what this means?
Okay,
If I'm
listen,
in a
Joe,
religion,
listen.
religious code or whatever, and they accuse me of blasphemy, what does it mean?
Sure.
Because blasphemy means
In a court-
putting yourself as
Okay.
a god. That's blasphemy. That's what
Good,
it's accused
good.
of. That means that.
You know what?
That
This
means
is
that
an
he
intelligent
said-
person.
He said.
Did you hear what I
that
said?
he's-
Bayo, I said you're an intelligent person. So now if we go to the court, in British court, and I say, look, this man,
That was not.
excuse me, you're not letting me finish. And I said, this man has committed treason against the Queen by claiming to be the monarch. And I made that claim. And the judge says, yep, let's put him behind bars and give him the electric chair. Or do you think the judge will ask you, did you claim to be the monarch? Would the judge ask you? Or would they automatically condemn you and show the, what's called, put the verdict, give the verdict that you are guilty of treason because I accused you of, you are committing treason. What's going to happen? If I take you to the court saying you committed treason against the monarchy, against the Queen, the judge is going to say, Mansoor says that you committed treason, so we are going to put you to electric chair. Is that what's going to happen? Or are they going to give you a chance to say, did you say that? What? Good. So now as you realize, let me continue so you understand where I'm coming from. Accusations of people is not an evidence of the crime that we are committing or supposedly committing. Just because I accused you, Bayo, that you committed treason, it is not an evidence of treason. It's only an accusation. The accusation needs to be proven by lots of evidence and your testimony too. Now, look.
But what?
Let me finish. Bayo, let me finish. Please.
I fell in front of you.
Bayo, let me finish. So now,
I understand.
Jesus is accused of blaspheming. So the question we should be asking, did Jesus claim to be God? The verses that you came doesn't support this. I'll tell you why it doesn't. Because the question they asked was, are you the Messiah, the Son of the living God? It was nothing to do with are you God. Do you see how?
For you, according to the Jewish, what does Messiah mean? What do you mean Son of God?
Okay.
According to the Jewish,
I will tell you.
What Messiah mean?
Sure, I'll tell you. Messiah is a creation of God, either a prophet or a king. Can you let me finish? Would you let me finish?
Messiah, no, it's not.
Would you let me finish? You're not going to let me finish? Or would you? No, would you let me finish, my friend?
No.
So, because you're not going to let me finish, there's no point talking.
According to the Jews,
Listen, shall I get a Jew? Shall I get a Jew in here? Then you can learn something today. Do you know who is Cyrus? Wait, do you know who is Cyrus?
Someone, son of God, son of the government, means that.
How many sons of God are in the Bible? Okay.
You claim yourself to be God.
Okay. Is Adam the son of God? Is Adam the son of God? Is David the son of God? Is Israel the son of God? So they are also God, right? Because they're the son of God, they must be God.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
No, listen. The term that Christ was meaning that.
Excuse me. You said
it's the different that the one that you are referring to.
Remember,
David.
Can you name me one Jewish scholar who believes the Messiah is God? Was meant to be God?
Listen.
Messiahs are anointed.
No.
That's what the Messiahs are. Okay. You anointed well, make them a king or make them a prophet. That's what a Messiah is.
Christ said that he's the anointed one. The scripture says that Christ is the anointed one.
How many Messiahs in the Bible? How many Messiahs in the Bible?
There's only one, Christ. Messiah,
my friend,
you just say that Messiah is the anointed one. According to the scriptures, the only anointed person
the cure
that came is Jesus Christ.
The cure of ignorance is in knowledge.
It's not ignorance. It's just
the cure for ignorance is knowledge.
It's not about ignorance. It's just because it's lack of
read the Quran. Have you read the Quran? Have you read the Quran?
It's lack of understanding.
We're gonna shift.
Lack of understanding.
Have you read the Quran?
Have
you read the Quran? Have you read the
lack
Quran?
of understanding.
The
reason you don't wanna recognize it.
Have you read the Quran?
Yeah.
Have you read the Quran?
The Quran. I've read the Quran. I haven't read the Quran.
No.
I haven't read the Quran.
Have you read it?
But the scriptures.
Wait. Have you read the Quran? Have you read the Quran?
I haven't read the Quran.
Go. Please go and read.
I will read it. Don't worry.
Knowledge will cure our ignorance and give us the guidance. Look what this book says. This book says there is guidance for surety. Look.
This is not your own. You don't want to
guidance.
Understand your own understanding.
There you go. For you.
This is not about
this is for you.
I don't need this in the internet.
Okay.
I don't need
you don't
the
need
Quran.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So read it in the internet. Okay.
The
Thank
Quran.
you.
Just because you don't want to.
Thank you, my friend.
Jesus loves you.
May God guide you and guide me closer and closer to the truth.
I hope that one day you accept him.
No, I love Jesus. I love Jesus.
Jesus loves you.
I know. He's my prophet.
You will forget your.
He's my prophet. I love him.
Your sin.
Yeah.
As long as you believe in him, you will be safe.
No, I love him. You know what? I cannot be a Muslim if I deny him as a prophet of God.
You
Do you realize that?
You deny him for what he claims to be.